Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I'm back again with another design team project for rubber stamp Tapestry. The stamp set that I'm using is called Poppy Wreath, and it is part of their new release that they've recently had. And the even better news is that I have a coupon. Yay! Gotta love coupons. But let's talk about the card first. So, as I said, I'm going to be using the peg stamp set called Poppy Wreath. And I'm also going to be pulling in one of their red rubber stamp sets, and that's the wrought iron planners. And I just love these. I love the sketchiness of them. Now remember, with their peg stamps, there is a registry that's on it, a line that goes down the side. And what that's identifying for you is how that stamp is going to stamp. So they have the photo, you can see where that line is in comparison to the image. So again, you want to know where that is so that you can turn it and adjust it if that stamp is that type. Those are the wrought iron planners. It comes in 4. Now remember, they are unmounted red rubber. So however you work with unmounted red rubber, that's what you would do, whether it's Aleene's tack it over and over, or that awesome sticky mount stuff. That's what I call it. Yes, sticky mount. So I have my cardstock here, and I'm just positioning that. You know, in the beginning, I was thinking, you know what, I'm going to stamp my sentiment down, and the sentiment comes from their clear stamp set called Happy Sentiments. It's got Happy Birthday, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, Happy 4th of July. So there's some sentiments that you don't see too often. So when I put them on my cling mount, sticky cling mount, I make sure that I cut it straight on the bottom so that this way I have a better chance, because with red rubber you can't see through it, that I have a better chance of stamping it straight. As always, I always am drawn whenever I use my peg stamps to my Memento Dewdrops, and I'm going to be using Cantaloupe, Love Bug, Grape Jelly, Lilac Roses for my flowers. I'm going to also use Pear Tart and Bamboo Leaves for my leaves, and Espresso Truffle for my branch. So I'm just going to go through, there is a large poppy and a small poppy stamp, and I'm just going to use both of those through each of the colors, just filling this up. Now, here's the beauty of what I like about peg stamps. 1, they're versatile. 2, they are so unique. 3, there's so much you can do with these. You can create a big focal point, you can have a small focal point, you can create frames, you can create small focal points everywhere, you can create your own pattern paper. There's just so much. It's so endless. But what I love is that you can stamp over top of these. You don't have to be specific. They're not like layering stamps. Now, I love layering stamps, but like I have the wrought iron stamped down. I'm stamping over that. I'm filling that up, and I started with the larger flower, excuse me, and filled in with the smaller. Now I'm coming in with my leaves, and again, I'm going to be using both of those colors, or you could use a second generation stamp. So you can use, you know, go into your ink pad, stamp, and then stamp again, and you'll get 2 different colors. Here I'm turning the stamp. I know where that registry line goes and where it's falling on the stamp, so that I know that bottom portion is what I want to go up to my flowers. I'm okay if I overlap in my flowers. It doesn't have to be perfect. So these are something that really can help you, and my phrase is, let it go. Let it go. It doesn't, again, you know, I love the beauty of these because whether you stamp them or you watercolor with them, it's just a unique look. It's almost like a clear watercolor picture, almost. But you can stamp over each of the other stamps, and you can fill in other areas. I don't know. I guess it's tough to describe, but you can see just how you build this. It looks like a pot filled with these flowers. So that's what I just love about them. Now, what you also want to be careful too, like this stamp, it's a skinny branch. So just make sure you're going down into your ink pad straight down. Try to look at it once in a while. I tend to forget, but I did that first time. I really pounced down in my pad, so I just knew I had a halo going around on the rubber stamp. So you want to make sure that you wipe that away so that you don't get that halo. It's okay if you do. We just stamp over it and we can cover it. So it's all good. It's all good. So I think this is pretty well filled. I'm not worried too much about the bottom. You could come in with a colored pencil or a watercolor brush and real quick fill that in with some brown if you wanted to. But I kind of like the look. And what I also wanted to do was with the sentiment, I wanted the sentiment to come up into the basket. I didn't want it to sit by itself. I actually wanted it to be as if it was, you know, coming from that wrought iron planner, so to speak. I don't know. It's very odd. Yes. But I just really wanted that look. So I'm going to be using my Gina K amalgam just as I did before. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment just a couple times just to make sure that I have a nice crisp image for my sentiment. And that's the stamping that we've done. So I'm going to create some layers. So I have a navy blue piece of cardstock that I just cut down with my paper trimmer. And now I'm just going to cut a piece of fun foam and I'm going to adhere that to the back of my stamped panel. I'm going to use my glue. I've been trying this out. There is some double-sided film tape that I absolutely love. It is wonderful to adhere my foam to my pieces. Honestly, I can't find it. Yeah. So we're going to give the glue a try. And it's been working because I still haven't found the roll. Very upset. But I will find it one day. We know how our craft areas are. We tend to lose things and it's right in front of us. So I created one more layer as well, and that's from a piece of craft. And I'm going to set these two right up onto that. So I'm kind of creating just a simple layered look, not using any dies. I'm actually just using my paper trimmer. The craft was cut to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. The navy blue was cut to 4 by 5 1/4, and then the focal panel, the stamped panel, I believe was cut at 3 3/4 by 5. So that gives me that layered look, and then I applied it to my standard A2 size card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it is now a side folding. I grabbed out my iridescent sequins by Desiree and my ivory gems or jewels, however we want to call them, by Pretty Pink Posh. And I'm just going to either use, for the larger flowers, I'm going to use my sequins, and for the smaller ones, I'm going to use my ivory jewels, just to give it just a little bit of sparkle and shine. And then that's just going to add just a little bit of some shimmer. I didn't want to use my shimmer pen, but just have that little bit of glitz and bling going on there. So I do hope you enjoyed the project today and my project for rubber stamp tapestry. I really do have a good time with these. With all the products that I used for this project, they will be linked down below. If you should have any questions or comments, leave those down below as well, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And yes, I have not forgotten, I have a coupon. So, and who doesn't love a coupon, right? Right. So this one is for 15% off. It's towards an order, or it only applies to stamps when you make that purchase, and you have to purchase $10 or more. So what a deal. 15% off your order towards the stamps only, $10 or more. What else could you ask for? So of course the code is what I had up on the screen there, and it's simply my name, Desiree. Just spell it that way and you should be good to go. Remember, it is only good for 30 days. So April 20th is when it will expire. All right, so please just keep that in mind. There is an expiration date to it. Again, thank you so much for joining me today and watching my video. If you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe and make sure you don't want to miss the next one. So this is a good way to do it. Here are a few other videos using rubber stamp tapestry products that are similar to this one. I hope everyone's having a great day. Make sure you take care, but always remember what's most important. Always be creative.